We're here at the 9th grade center for the QPR training, which is the suicide prevention training that all the students will receive. We just played a game called Protect the Pringle. The objective of the game is to protect your Pringle. You get one Pringle and you have a note card pack, 25 rubber bands, and as much tape as you need. At the end, I drop a textbook from 12 inches onto their structure, crushing the Pringle. The point of the game is to have their Pringle crushed, because then at the end you say, why is it that you care so much about a Pringle? And sometimes we don't always care that much about other people and their emotions. And that's really the point we're trying to get across to these kids is you don't know what people are going through, and you need to come at every situation where you meet people with, you don't know what they've come from, so you need to be very open to them and accepting, because if you close them down too quickly, then they might not be comfortable. And we want to promote kindness in the community.
Last year was the first year that we started the QPR training, and after that presentation we always ask survey questions to the students, and we take the feedback from the students in the survey, and Hunter Robbins basically then looks at the results of the survey and tries to improve on the presentation each year. QPR is a research-based presentation. They're required to cover specific information, and then there's other pieces where we can add in and get students more involved in the interactive piece. So for us, making sure that the activities where students can actually practice the skills is really key. You can talk about question, persuade, and refer, but to do it in an actual event is very difficult, and it's very challenging for the students. So the more they practice that and simulate that activity, the better off they'll be. Unfortunately, if a circumstance came up and they would have to do that.
I think we can always grow as like a community for mental health, because there's always something new that you can learn. But I think as we're training the younger people, it's getting a bigger name and there's less stigma around it. So it's nice that we learn that.
It can happen to anyone, and you need to be prepared for when it does happen, so you can get that person the right help that they need, and you could potentially save someone's life.
The idea behind it was to provide students with the outline of how to help students who are in crisis, to allow them to have a tool bag full of things to use if they are ever faced with that situation. The team building side is to have students have the ability to build further bonds with students who they may or may not know, so they can become friends, they can do other things within the school community with more people.
I think it's important to bring up the question about mental health and suicide prevention, because it's a very important issue that I don't feel is always addressed, because it's not necessarily something that you can see. It's more below the surface. It's not like someone breaking their arm, it's on the inside, but I think it's still just as important, if not more, because you never know what's going on inside someone's head behind their walls. So I think it's very important that it's something that we talk about and make more aware, so that people that are suffering can get the help they need, and that people are more aware to watch out for their loved ones.
QPR and a VEDM Club really are one in one. In a VEDM Club, we talk about what QPR is, which stands for question, persuade, and refer. And it's all about helping others, especially in a crisis mode, so that it doesn't escalate to a suicide. In coming in here to the 9th grade center, using half of the kids into QPR, we wanted to build the team building in so that they can practice their communication skills, build interpersonal relationships, and talk about some of the issues that 9th graders are facing that they feel are super important to them.
My favorite part about training the 9th graders is that we know next year coming into the building, everyone's has the information that they need, and if this were to happen in our community, this grade knows how to handle it and knows how to attend it and know what to say, do, and just handle it their best way.
I would say that this program as a whole has had success throughout the district. It is highly regarded within the community, and the students really seem to enjoy it.